The webinar will be recorded and placed on the Vanitec website later today for those unable to join today. So welcome you all to the 10th Vanitec Energy Storage Committee meeting and our third webinar during these COVID times. I am John Hilbert, the Chairman and CEO of Vanitec. Welcome to you all. For those who have just joined, I will say again to let you know we have simultaneous interpretation going on in this meeting. So at the bottom of your screen, under interpretation, you should be able to select English or Chinese. Please select one or the other so that you can hear the questions in the language you choose. Otherwise, you will only hear the English version and not any questions from our Chinese members. So please select both. However, for questions today, please make sure to include those in the chat room, and I will be monitoring that for questions for our panelists. I'm going to turn things over to the chairman of the Energy Storage Committee, Mikhail Nikimorov from Bushveld. Mikhail, I'll let you welcome folks again from you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining our session. This is now our 10th meeting, and probably like the 6th or 7th that we're doing as a webinar, as the times now permit. John, can I move forward with this, or should I ask you to?
Yeah, all the panelists will need to let me tell me when you'd like to move forward. I'll take this one just to remind everyone of the Vanitec antitrust policy. For today's meeting, just note that presentations and remarks on pricing should relate to historical pricing only. No discussion should take place on the effect of historical data and what that might be on future pricing. No agreements today on pricing, leasing conditions, or fees for services, and proprietary information is not going to be shared today. So I'll make sure that everyone abides by these rules. All of the presentations today have been reviewed in advance to make sure they meet antitrust guidelines. And with that, again, Mikhail, I'll turn it back to you.
Great, thanks. So our agenda for today, again, we've done a few of these, so we're going to do a very quick overview of Vanitec and what this webinar is about. I think one of the key things is that we'll actually have 3 presentations from 3 leading vanadium reductable battery companies in Europe. And they'll talk about themselves and what they're seeing in the European market. And those companies are CellCube, E22, and Voith. And then we'll actually have a Q&A panel with the 3 presenters, where there's an opportunity for the participants to raise some questions. We've done one of these for China. We've done one of these for the US and kind of the North American market. So we've now moved forward, and let's actually and cover Europe this time. And I think in all cases we've gotten really good feedback on some of the insights that we're getting on the market specifically, and how the RFPs are doing in those markets. Speaking of market, we're going to have, as we do every single time, also an update on the vanadium market itself. We get a lot of questions about that, and looking forward to hearing insightful presentation from Terry. And as always, there'll be some time for Q&A on that as well. And then we've got 2 more sections. One is we'll get a kind of a presentation on some aspects that we're doing around the sustainability of vanadium itself. And then, as one of the continuing initiatives that we have around the ESC and also around Vanitec itself, are things that we're doing around marketing and I think promoting the use and education around VRFBs and so forth. And then we'll do a quick closing, and we'll actually ask for a survey. So that's the plan for the day. I'll try to get to it in 2 hours. So Vanitec. It's a nice theme there, expanding markets and promoting a stronger vanadium industry. That is what the organization overall is focused. It is the only not-for-profit international global member organization who does promote vanadium and specifically, components, products, materials that use vanadium. And yeah, we represent locally. We've got multiple committees. As you can see here, we've got a global membership. Number of vanadium producers, battery companies as well, chemical companies, and I think it's quite proud that we've got this like global reach, and it does kind of testify with what we're doing. It's not just one organization. That's a strength in numbers, strength together. We've got three committees. One is the Energy Storage Committee, which you will have. You will see what we do here. The second one is we've got a Market Development Committee focusing more on the use of vanadium in steel and other types of alloys. And then we spend a lot of time on health, safety, and environment impacts. And the HSE committee, it's probably where most of the effort that we have is on that. It's quite important to education understanding as well. And John is our CEO, and on top of that, we've got support in admin meetings and in finance as well. So for those who may be interested in joining Vanitec, there are some restrictions. You need to be a producer or a potential producer or a converter. However, if you want to join and just actually focus on energy storage, one is the rates are less, especially if you're a vanadium battery company and you just want to come in. But you get to then be a bit more focused on energy storage. We'd love to have more members on the battery companies, and I think we can drive that engagement not only with the rest of the industry, but really between the industry itself. Aligning producers and consumers of vanadium, better understanding what the needs are as far as obviously legal requirements allow us to do that. So if you're interested, please follow up with myself or with John. And with that, I'll hand over maybe John to you to kind of MC the next an hour and a half or so. And I would like to welcome our three presenters. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.